Yes? Okay. Well, I'm teaching today. Just kidding. I'm just being silly because I'm on video. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's okay. It is December the 4th, and I am recording a video. Haha. Okay. All it is, and I'm going to kind of explain this again. First period, I knew we had a little longer, so we actually started at the top and went down. This is what we've already done, just a little different. It's okay. Just turn it off for me. Now, what I want to do, second, third, fourth, fifth, don't know about seventh yet because we haven't had it. I'm going to teach starting on these notes right here. First period. I also wish that you just kind of focus just on this part from here down for today. Don't mark out the top because we need it. Okay? Yes.
I don't have it in my reading classes.
Okay, go get it, I guess. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm kind of teaching. Okay, so what it is we're starting inequalities. All an inequality is using these greater than, less than signs. And in the world, we have reasons for those signs. So if I say something like, you can't get your driver's license unless you were at least 16. Y'all already know what that means. That means you can be 16, but you can also be 17, 18, 19, or 99. It doesn't matter as long as you are 16 or older. Okay. Sometimes there might be stuff that's less than. A lot of you have been to like amusement parks with rides or carnival rides, and they would have like a picture with a sign, and it would say, you can only be this tall or shorter to get on the ride. Well, that is another one of these kind of things, less than or equal to. So these are the kind of ideas we're graphing today, and then we'll talk more about the words on the top tomorrow, or whenever I see the group next. Okay, so we have already done in the years past the first two signs. The first one is this one, which means less than. And the second one being greater than. Less than and greater than. Okay. The other two signs are the new ones. And you kind of got to look as I do this because otherwise you may not see the actual symbol. Meaning, this means less than or equal to. That is an equal to sign right there. This means greater than or equal to. That little line is there for a reason. So this means less than or equal to. This means greater than or equal to. That little line is a reason, it's there because it means equal to. Okay. We're going to start by graphing these on a number line. Just graphing on a number line. When we graph on a number line, we got to have a dot. We got to put a point there, just like last week and the week before. Okay. If we see just these boring, as I'm going to call them, greater than, less than signs, then we're going to put what I'm going to call an open dot at the point, an open circle. If you are graphing one that has the equal to sign, then we use a closed dot, meaning we got to fill it in. Okay, now I personally kind of have this silly way I remember this because when you get to a test next Wednesday, you got to know which way to graph it. Open hole, close hole. So, when I do this, if you will watch, just watch me, I think you'll understand, it's just a trick for me remembering it. So just watch. Okay, what I think of is this. When I go to write these, I need everyone's attention. I'm showing you a trick to remember this. Okay, when I go to write this one, or the open circle, it's very fast, quick. They all go together. I'm done, okay? But when I go to write these three, this takes me a little more pencil lead. This takes me a little more ink. Well, guess what? This takes me a little more time because I got to fill it in. Okay? So you got to, that's just my trick of remembering it. So when I'm given a test or a worksheet, I just take the corner of the paper and I go, oh yeah, this is the part that I need to do those little signs. You know what? This one, and that one go together. This one, that one, and that one go together. And I just leave that on the corner of my paper. So if that'll help you to remember it, that's just the trick that I've learned for the last few years, okay? Another thing to throw out there. Parents probably don't know this stuff. I don't remember this ever being taught when I was in school. I know greater than less than was, but the whole weird dot thing. And Miss Yoder was in here last period, and she said no. She didn't know it either. So you really need to stick with me. And parents, if they're confused or wondering, may I have to watch my video? Okay, now, so here we go. It's very easy, this part of it, what we're going to do. All it is, trying to see what y'all can see. Okay, so do y'all see number 6 right here? And I just said y'all, but that's okay. Okay. It says x, which is a variable, is greater than 15. Okay, step 1, just number the number line. They want this number line based around a 15. So I'm going to put 15 in the middle and number it just like a number line. 16, 17. On this side would be 14 and 13. So step 1, number it for whatever inequality they're giving you. Okay, bless you. Step 2, figure out if it should be an open circle or a closed circle. So with that symbol, we need open. So at 15, I'm going to put an open circle. Notice that in my open circle, I can see what I'm going to call white paper in the middle of it. Okay? Sounds silly, but you can see it. It's an open circle. Okay, now the last part is we're going to graph all the answers that could be answers, meaning the variables. So if x is greater than 15, what would we put there to make it true?
17.
17 and 16, right? Okay, so we want everything that's greater than 15. So what we do is we shade this end of the number line with this kind of like fat line going that way. And that means, like, that's another way of showing an answer now. That open dot, meaning 15 is not included. Okay. Good so far? Okay. So on 7, same thing on 7. We want it based around the number 6 because of that. So I'm going to number it 6, 7, 8, 5, 4. Okay. Do I want a closed dot or open dot?
Closed.
Closed at 6. You put it on whatever number you're working with. And n is less than or equal to 6.
Less than.
Which numbers? 4, 5, or 7, 8?
4, 5.
4, 5, because 4, 5 is less than. Okay. Now, for my friends that are really confused on why I'm shading that end, I have a trick. You know me, anything that will help me remember something. When you get old, you got to have every way possible. I'm shading the ones that could be answers. So I want you to think about that. If like 16 is shaded right here, that means if I put 16 where x is, would it be true? So is 16 greater than 15? Yes. Is 17 greater than 15? Yes. Over here, is 5 less than or equal to 6?
Less than.
Okay. 4, same thing. There is a trick that if you watch, you might see. But some of you are going ahead of me. And I'm showing you a trick that might help you get 100. Here we go. It is, first, all it is make sure your variable's in the front. So this variable's here, and that variable's there, meaning they're both in the front. Here's the trick, easy breezy. Do you see how this arrow's pointing that way? Look which end I colored. Do you see how this arrow's pointing that way? Look which end I colored. So the end you color, only if the variable's in the right place, will be the arrow pointing the same way. Does that help a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, so that's just a trick. If it works, use it. Okay, now I'm going to go down and I'm going to do the next two. The problem with the next two is they are backwards. What I would do is flip them. Now be careful when flipping them. You got to flip the sign. So, reading this one, it says 5 is greater than A. So if I put A in the front, I need A to be what? Less than, I need the little point to point to the A, 5. So I just flipped it. I put that on the front, that on the back, but I have to flip the sign.
It is now time for Group 5 and Coach Maddox class to eat lunch. That's Group 5 and Coach Maddox may go eat lunch.
Okay, now I'm going to number the number line just like earlier. 5 is going to go in the middle-ish. Okay, 6, 7, 4, 3. Do I want to close dot or open? Open. And if A is less than 5,
3 and 4.
3 and 4. And just make sure it's dark enough I can see which side you shaded. Okay. Is that that's confusing? Okay, so all it is, and I know I'm trying to, all it is, okay, there we go. Do you see how that sign doesn't have an equal sign? It goes with that one. If it has the equal sign, then it's going to be a closed circle. Okay? I know it's hard for me to do both because of the camera. I'm trying to make it where you can see, but at the same time point to everything. Okay. Now, let's do 9. If I flip 9, notice D is in the back. I need to flip it. So I'm going to put D in the front, flip the sign, and 17. And I even mark it out because I'm afraid my eyeballs might look at the wrong thing. So I put D is less than or equal to 17. Okay. I'm going to put 17.
Great teachers, here's a reminder to please send all your Disney kids to Miss Rose's office. Disney kids to Rose's office. Thank you.
If I have anyone going to Disney, go to Miss Rose's office. Okay. Nah, I don't think you need it. Okay, so D is less than or equal to 17. I put 17 in the middle, 18, 19, 16, 15. Okay, it is less than. Do I want a closed or open circle?
Close.
It's got the equal to.
Close.
Closed, yes. Closed at 17. And then less than going 15, 16, right? Okay. And that's why poor first period I started with the words and they were just lost. I think starting with just the graphing will help. Tomorrow we'll do the words. But for right now, just getting an idea behind it. Okay, 10 and 11. 10 is 37, not 3.7. Let's just do 37. Okay. 37's in the middle. 38, 39. 36, 35. Close circle. And if m is less than 37, I need to do this end. On 11, I am going to flip it. I'm going to put the K in the front, put the greater than sign facing K, because the fat side's facing K. So I got K is greater than 58. And kind of mark these out. Okay, 58. There are basically three things I have to grade you on. One is, did you number the number line correctly? One is, did you put the dot correct, open or closed? So like this one's opened. And then one is, did you shade the correct end? Meaning for this one, that end. Sometimes number lines are made for you, and sometimes you gotta figure it out. It just kind of matters. Okay, so in this group, basically most of my classes, this is what we did. First period we did a little bit different. First period, if you're watching this video, just kind of worry about this. Okay, on the back, this is our homework. Now, we're only doing, don't mark out the top, we're only doing the bottom because of these shortened class periods. So we're doing this part from here down. Okay. First period, if you're watching the video, you can just worry about the graphing part. Okay. Guys, this is even easier than earlier because it's already numbered for you. Okay, so let's look at number 7. I'm on the back. This is for just this part. Just this part. Okay, here we go. A is less than 8. They've already numbered it, so there's my 8. Less than means open circle. Less than meaning shade this side. Okay. You may want to flip, like number 8. To be honest, you may want to flip it. Put D in the front. D is greater than 5. Flip it.
Would it be a close circle? A circle?
You tell me. Does it have the equal to sign? No.
Number 8.
So we want to open circle. Huh?
On number 8, the low number line's messed up.
Right. So listen, on all these, go with the numbers where they put them. So like this one's weird. I know the 5 is off center. That's okay. Just put your open circle there. And if D is greater than 5, then we 6. But we know number lines can go on forever. So if someone gave us this and said, well, could 10 be an answer? Yes. Even though it's not showing, we know that number line goes on forever. Okay. Keep going. Do through 15. Okay. So tonight's homework, finishing 7 through 15. Make sure you flip number 8, or I would at least. Number 11. And number 13, you might want to flip those.